The Emily Evans Concert for Hope Foundation was started in 2021 by the Evans family in memory of their daughter Emily, who lost her life to an accidental overdose in 2016. This foundation is fighting back against the opioid epidemic to prevent other families from having to go through this unimaginable tragedy. We're here at the Main Street Tower, one of the biggest supporters, where the Emily Evans Concert for Hope will be held on June 3rd this year. Join us in the next 30 minutes as we hear from the family members and all the supporters about this wonderful concert and how you can give back. I'm Christy Breslin, and this is Harford MagaScene. George and Nina Evans are the co-founders of the Emily Evans Concert for Hope Foundation and Emily's parents. They're here today to tell us about this foundation and give us the story of Emily, how she lost her life, and what they are doing to give back to our community. Hi guys, thank you so much for being with us today.
Christy, thank you for having us.
Yep. Now George and Nina, tell me about Emily, and why did you decide to start this foundation in her honor?
Well, Emily was a free spirit. Just part butterfly, part mermaid. Emily was Emily. I called her, she was my something else. She loved reading books, loved movies, loved music. Thank God she loved the Beatles, so she got that from me. And that's how we kind of tied it in to the concert, because of her love for music. Emily, she would not take any crap from anybody, but yet she was the first one that would offer help and just be out there. She knew the buttons to push to her sisters to get them going, but she would be the first one there to defend her. Emily was just a great daughter, a great sister, a loving mother to a very young son who does miss her, and he loves her back. So for the short time that we had her, for the 25 years, we were blessed.
Now, Nina, you said that Emily was working part-time, and I believe she was a psychology major, right?
She was. She was working part-time as a server. She was also going to school part-time, majoring in psychology. What she wanted to do eventually was to become a counselor for young people who were struggling with addiction. Emily was the type of person who had a soft spot for the underdog. So she loved animals, she loved the elderly. We talked at times about, her going into a profession, maybe a veterinarian or something having to do with geriatrics, but ultimately she decided that she was afraid of the inevitable loss, and she didn't think she could handle that.
Yeah, she loved older people. She really did.
She'd always say, "Oh, he's so cute," or "She's
I
so
had this
cute."
older couple come today. They were so sweet, and she'd tell us all about them, and they'd come back and request Emily. She was that.
Yeah. So when she passed, we actually had a couple of her co-workers come up to us and tell us that when they started working with Emily, that she was like the first to welcome them. She made them feel comfortable, and she helped them learn their job. So, they considered her a very good friend.
George, some of the terms a lot of people aren't exactly familiar with. So what does it mean to be a high-functioning addict?
We didn't know that she had a problem. We did not know that she was addicted to drugs.
Initially.
Yeah, initially. I mean, for years. I mean, Emily was what they call a, you just said it.
A high-functioning
addict.
She went to
Go to work every day, went to school every day, kept up with her grades, was involved with the family. It's not where she would go off to the side or just disappear.
She took care of
She
her
just
son.
took care of herself, took care of him when she had her son, took care of her son. You just didn't see it.
Now, Nina, you did say that Emily did attempt to get some outpatient help. How did that go? What exactly happened?
So actually, days before she passed, she did go and attempt to get treatment for her addiction, but she quickly found out that her coverage had lapsed, her medical coverage, and of course, they refused treatment, turned her away. So she contacted the insurance company and, asked them. Well, let me say this first. There are organizations now who will treat people who need treatment immediately, like she did at the time, and worry about the money later. The Klein's Family Harford Crisis Center is one of those organizations, and one of those organizations that we do support. We do believe that if they had been around in 2016 when Emily needed the help, that she would probably still be here with us.
Georgia, how did she first become addicted to opioids? How did this even start?
We don't know. And I'm guessing like thousands of people in Harford County, Baltimore County, the city, we had no idea. We later found out after Emily's passing, our daughter Erin and Shawnee, they found Emily's diary. And through the diary, we found out that she was introduced to opioids from a friend.
Well, when you saw her struggling, what did you do?
Probably denial in the beginning, panic. Not our daughter. How she goes to work, she goes to school, she's doing everything that she's supposed to be doing. And then we begged, we pleaded with her, let's get you some help. There were times where, and she stumbled. She would try to get better and try to get sober. And going through with someone that has the withdrawal, that she would cry so hard and that she felt like she was going to have a heart attack. But you get them through that point and then try to get them help. But she would relapse. And a lot of times, if you're hanging with those same friends, they're going to take you back down. And it's because they're addicted as well. It's a disease that you don't want to be associated with. Unfortunately, many families in Harford County and Maryland and the United States, it's just more people are dying from this than cancer. So we finally went to the court system, and I went to the judge, and we were able to get papers to have Emily taken to Harford Memorial for observation and hopefully to get her into treatment. Because Emily was over the age of 18, she was there 2 hours before the doctor said there's nothing we can do. She said she's fine, that we're overreacting, and she wants to go home. And it was just the urge of getting that high again was just too strong.
You did say that Emily did attempt to get some outpatient help. How did that go? What exactly happened?
Yeah, so at one point, and it was after we tried to get her admitted, she did agree to outpatient treatment with the health department. And she was sober at times, and then she would relapse.
Suboxone is what she was taking.
It's a medication to
Medication.
help with
It
withdrawal
blocks.
symptoms.
It helps with withdrawal, and it blocks the opioid, the high. So Emily was taking that up until the final couple, once she found out
Yeah.
her
The
insurance had
timeline
lapsed.
is a little fuzzy for us. Right. But yeah, that's what she would use Suboxone to help get through the withdrawal and block, like if she tried to take opioids while on Suboxone, it wouldn't.
She was just
it wouldn't
wasting her
work.
money doing it, so she just
Yeah.
stopped.
What advice would you give to somebody that's going through the same traumatic experience that you are?
Well, we were very naive about drug addiction. We didn't, the severe pain, the mental pain, the physical pain that causes. we didn't understand how easily it was to become addicted. I mean, just one time in some cases and you're addicted. And we didn't understand how very difficult it was to get clean and then to stay sober. So,
Yeah, it just the people, what they believe an addict is, they do not want to be an addict. They do not want to be taking drugs. It is, yes, they do choose to try it. They don't choose to be an addict. They don't think they're going to be an addict. And I think the family needs to understand that they need, yes, they need to love the person, care for the person. They got to keep pressing them to get treatment. But until that person's ready to do it, there's just not much you can do unless they're underage, where you can get them to a treatment center.
yeah, we didn't really, again, we didn't understand what she was going through. We didn't understand how difficult it was for her. So we were angry with her a lot. You know what I mean?
Right.
So in hindsight, I think we would have been more loving, more understanding, more like, let's talk about this and, what can we do? How can we help you? But because we didn't understand that this was something she wasn't choosing. You know what I mean? We thought she could easily quit. I mean, it's hard to quit smoking. It's hard to quit drinking. We thought it was similar to that. Yeah, it's not easy, but you should be able to do it. But it's not like
We didn't
that.
understand that it's the disease that it is, how it overtakes the brain. And to be honest, back in 16, that's when, 15, 16 is when this crisis just took off, especially in Harford County,
With the fentanyl, too.
with the fentanyl
Yeah.
and the opioids. We didn't know the resources that were out there.
There weren't
And
a lot.
there just wasn't much there. We're now, thanks to the former county executive, Barry Glassman, the county's very involved with helping with that, and we're hoping it continues with the current administration, making sure there's help out there for these organizations. Rage Against Addiction, Addiction Connections Resources. Both of the ladies that started these organizations lost daughters to addiction. And now they're doing the great work. I mean, there's 3 sober living houses with Rage that are at capacity now. So this isn't something that's going away. This isn't something that's decreasing. So that's why we're doing what we're doing, so we can help them do their thing.
If you know somebody that's struggling, if you know somebody that's addicted, what do you do? How do you help them? What resources are available, and what would you like them to know?
Well, I think one of the most important things that we want to share with everyone is that if you know someone who has an addiction problem, make sure that you're trained in CPR, even if you don't think you'll ever need to use it. Make sure that you understand how to use Narcan and that you have it readily available in your home and your vehicle. That's important. It could save your loved one's life.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
they can get that through the Harford County. And there's a lot of places that offer where you
Health
can
department.
get health department, get it.
Yeah.
And I guess the reason we started this concert, Emily, we didn't want the way she died to define the way she lived. Again, Emily was a free spirit, play with the hula hoop out in the rain during the summer months, and all the kids would gravitate to her. So we figured her love for music was perfect for the concert, and that's why we went the way we went.
Absolutely, and I'm honored to be involved. Thank you guys for including me. I'm really excited to support such a worthy cause, and of course, we're going to make sure that Emily's legacy lives on, and she will never be forgotten.
And we're thankful to call you friend.
And also, let me just say too, that that we raised funds for 3 really great organizations: Rage Against Addiction, Addiction Connection Resources, or Connections Resource, and the Klein Family Harford Crisis Center. They're the experts. They have the tools, the resources to help people in recovery and their families. We just provide some financial support so they can do what they do best.
George and Nina, you are an inspiration. What you have done just means so much to so many people, and you are definitely going to save lives and help people that are in desperate need. Thank you so much.
No, thank you. We really appreciate
We appreciate it,
everything you
Christy.
do for us.
And thank you to the community.
Yeah.
It's because of them that we're able to do what we're doing.
Well, it does take a village, and coming up next, we're going to hear from more people who are involved with this foundation and get their vantage point of why it's so important to our Harford County residents.
Today, behavioral health issues affect as many as 1 in 5 people, and we have developed a center to provide a single point of contact and access to care if you or a loved one is suffering from a behavioral health crisis. A behavioral health crisis refers to both mental health and/or substance use issues. The very first thing you or a loved one should do if experiencing a behavioral health crisis is call our 1-800 number. This number will connect you quickly to an experienced team of behavioral health professionals who can help you assess your crisis situation and decide what your immediate next steps should be. These steps can include a mobile crisis team visit to your home, coming to the crisis center or setting an appointment for next day assessment, calling for emergency services and going to the closest emergency room, or a referral to another resource in our area. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP when you need help, and please visit our website to learn more information about the services we provide.
Meg Kaiser is from the Office of Drug Control Policy, and she was also a very close friend of Emily's. So she's very involved with the foundation, and she's here to tell us more about Emily, the foundation, and some of the biggest misconceptions. Hi, Meg.
Hi, Christy. Thank you for having me here.
Thanks for being here. Now, Meg, you have very personal ties to this foundation. Emily was a very close friend of yours. Can you talk about that a little bit?
So, Emily and I met the summer after she graduated high school, like formally. We had gone to the same high school and known each other in passing. But we had started working together in the summer of 2008. And when that happened and we made that connection formally, we hit it off instantaneously, and we became very, very close almost immediately.
And Meg, I know that you've had your own struggles. Do you feel comfortable sharing them?
Certainly, yeah. So I'm definitely a person in long-term recovery. My sobriety date is January 13th, 2017. And a big motivator for my recovery was Emily's passing. I realized that in that lifestyle, I was going to continue to experience pain and loss like that. And I didn't want to experience pain and loss like that. And I recognized what a huge tragedy it was that Emily had passed. And what I wanted to do in my recovery was keep her in my heart and bring the joy and the love that she had for others and carry that on into my life.
And now you're back on your feet. You're working at the Office of Drug Control Policy. Tell us about how that's going.
So I've been with the Office of Drug Control Policy since December of 2019. And when I initially came on to the Office of Drug Control Policy, I was doing a lot of case management for problem-solving courts, specifically with the Circuit Court in Harford County. Today, I'm a prevention specialist, and what that looks like is a lot of education and awareness for the community at large, for specifically the recovery community, and especially for youth as well, talking to them about the dangers of substance use, talking to them about coping skills and strategies for dealing with life as it comes up, and talking to them about mental health, making sure that they have the knowledge and awareness to make the right choices, and should they have their own struggles, to know that there are resources now in Harford County that can guide them onto a better path.
Let me ask you, what are some of the biggest misconceptions that people have about addiction?
I would say, primarily that there's still a lot of old ideas surrounding addiction. It is a disease. It affects the prefrontal cortex and our ability to make good decisions. And it's an illness. It is progressive and fatal. But there are ways to come out of addiction and get into recovery. People do change. People can get well. And people can live a productive, principled life and be an asset to society. So all hope is not lost.
Meg, thank you so much. You are living proof that recovery is possible and you can go on to live a full and fulfilling life and give back to the community at the same time.
Thank you so much, Christy, and thank you for bringing attention to Emily's story.
Well, so much more to come. You've heard from Meg. You've heard from several other people so far about the foundation. They are here for you. There are so many resources available. Stay with us. Shauna Adamski and Erin Evans are Emily's sisters, and they are both just such an important part of this foundation and putting this concert together to give back to our community and raise awareness about this important cause. Ladies, thanks so much for being with me.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, Shauna, you said the support from the community has been absolutely overwhelming, which of course is a great thing. So tell us about some of the support you've received.
It's been pretty amazing. Like I said, we have small businesses just right here on Main Street that have been supporters, and we have large businesses throughout Harford County and Maryland that just came out of nowhere to support us.
And Erin, we're going into the third year of this concert. I mean, it's been successful so far. How much money have you raised?
Yeah, initially our goal was to reach about $5,000 to $6,000 our first year, and we hit $27,500. So we went beyond our goal, and that's thanks to the community. And then our second year, we even blew that out of the park and raised $38,000.
That's incredible. Now, you couldn't do it without your supporters. So, Shauna, who are some of your biggest supporters?
Our main supporter throughout the 3 years is Consolidated Industries. They've donated a total of $21,000 to help our cause.
Now let's talk about the details of the concert. It's such a great time. We know it's June 3rd. So just give us an idea how the evening will go.
So we will be kicking off at 2 p.m. on June 3rd, and it'll last until midnight with 7 bands.
I've had so much fun the past couple of years, and it really, really warms my heart, the amount of people that come out. So Shauna, tell us a little bit more about what's going to happen throughout the evening.
We have auctions, silent auctions. We have raffle baskets. We're going to have vendors. We're hoping to get about 35 different vendors set up outside. We're going to have maybe acoustic music outside on the patio. And then again, like Erin said, the 7 bands will be playing upstairs throughout the night.
Now, anybody that's interested in coming out to the concert, supporting it, donating, even volunteering, how can we get in touch with you and how can we get more information on it?
They can email us at emilyevansfund@gmail.com. We also have a Facebook page and a website.
The Facebook page is the Emily Evans Foundation, and our website is emilyevansfund.org. So tickets go on sale April 1st, which could be on, the information will be on Facebook or on the website.
Erin and Shauna, thank you so much. Again, what you've done for the community is just immeasurable, and we are so excited about the concert and, of course, raising money for such an important thing that's just seems like it's taking over Harford County. So, ladies, thank you so very much.
Thank you for your support.
And as both of Emily's sisters have told you, we couldn't do this without the support of our community. Coming up next, one of my good friends, the owner of the Tower, is here to talk about his support and why they stand behind the Emily Evans Concert for Hope Foundation. I'm now joined with my good friend Renato Buonatempo, and Renato has been a staple here in Harford County, in the community for years and years. He is just such a great guy, and when he found out about the Emily Evans Concert for Hope, George told me absolutely no hesitation. He was on board right away. Renato, thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. I'm sorry about Emily.
Renato, we couldn't thank you enough for everything that you have done. So tell me once again, how did you first become involved with the Emily Evans Concert for Hope Foundation?
George, he approached us, and he was reaching out because we opened the Tower, and of course, entertainment, and Emily would concert. He approached us. I reached out back to him and said, no problem, we are here. What can we do?
It's such an amazing event, and the tower really goes all out. I mean, we have stages outside, indoors. Tell us a little bit about the event from your vantage point.
Everything that we do is George, Emily. It's actually Emily and George. He was the one that is started all this. And you know me for all these years, and it's one thing that a school comes around and said, I want to have a donation, I want to have a sponsorship or something, but for this, then I have kids, and that we need to protect our future, that whatever we can help, somehow, small, large, whatever we can do, and hopefully all the community can help for this particular problem, because this is you heard what they say.
Yes.
I'm short language, but this is important that if each one of us, it will give a little bit, it will make the whole Bel Air, Maryland, United States, a better world to live in.
Oh, absolutely. And Renato, for Harford County, wouldn't you agree it's essential to raise money for an issue just as important, like you said, as this?
Of course, but that's why we're here. I'm speechless because I really care, and I'm very sentimental that whatever I can do.
Renato, thank you again. Thank you to the Tower. Thank you to all the wonderful people that have supported this organization. And June 3rd, you and I, we're going to have a good time, right?
Yes, we will, and I hope all the community will help out. Thank you.
Thank you, Renato. More to come. Oh, I dropped my pen.
That's okay.
As you have heard today, the opioid epidemic has taken a major hold on the citizens of Harford County and really all around the world. This foundation fights back against the epidemic, and they're hoping to help as many community members as possible. If you would like to learn more about them or take advantage of their valuable resources, you can visit them at emilyevansfund.org. I'm Christy Breslin. Hope to see you on June 3rd and next month on Harford MagaScene.